With this video, I want to go over how you can use AI as an instructor to your benefit for course development. So to help you with creating the course, putting it together, there's different aspects where AI can be used as a tool to help you in the production, the development of the actual course. One of the primary aspects in creating a course is to ensuring that you have course alignment. So this is made up of having the student learning outcomes, the assessment strategies, and then the instructional strategies. Put together, this deals with overall instructional design. We use backward design in order to create the best course possible. So that means that we first go by identifying the level of results, meaning the student learning outcomes. Now, many times you will receive the student learning outcomes already because it's already been created through a curriculum committee, through the program chair, through the dean. So it's already done there for you. But it's still important to understand what those SLOs are and to be looking at it to see if it needs to be enhanced, modified, or completely changed based off of what's going on within the course, within the program, within the development of the topic in general. An SLO, a student learning outcome, generally comes by looking at what the course needs to do, or what are the things that the student needs to learn from the course, and then also looking at Bloom's revised taxonomy. So here the idea is that there are lower order and higher order cognitive domains dealing with what the student will be capable of. So will they be able to remember and understand, which generally is viewed as lower order type thinking, or will it be higher order, meaning that they'll be able to analyze, evaluate, and create? What we can do is we can go in and do a prompt such as, assuming the role of a professor and based on Bloom's revised taxonomy, what would be great action verbs to use for each level of the taxonomy? So now we're using an AI like ChatGPT as a resource in order to give us simple information such as what are some great action verbs for this type of thing. And instantly it can give us a reply, meaning that here are some great action verbs for each level of Bloom's revised taxonomy. And you can see it simply gives us these right here. We could ask it for more. We could continue to have a conversation with it. We could go even more and say, assuming the role of a professor and based on Bloom's revised taxonomy, what would be great ways to write and analyze level student learning outcome on the topic of, put in your own topic, in a university blank course. So again, now we can ask it to do even more by writing it out for us if we need it, again, on whatever level we need. Notice also that this prompt is a more advanced prompt in that we're asking it to assume a specific role. We're giving it a specific task. There's context, there's specificity. So there's all these specific parts dealing with a good prompt. Moving past this, we also can use AI to help us in determining evidence of the learning, meaning our assessment strategies. So within assessment strategies, again, we're looking at Bloom's revised taxonomy. We can pose a question such as, assuming the role of a professor, create 3 good understand level questions from Bloom's revised taxonomy to ask students on the topic of, and then we fill in the topic. So now we're using the AI to help us in creating assessment type questions to use with the student. So as an example here, we could say, assuming the role of a professor, understand level, using the Bloom's revised taxonomy, I want to ask students on the topic of teamwork, approachability, and emotional intelligence while working within an office setting in Armenia. Instantly, it goes through and it gives me a multiple of different questions that I could ask. I notice how I didn't ask it for the answers also, but I could have. So that's an interesting thing. The way that we're forming the question itself, that is going to affect how we get those results. Again, I can ask it any type of question on any type of topic at any level of the Bloom's revised taxonomy, because here I chose understand. But let's say I gave it this and then I decide, you know what, on second thought, I'm just going to give them a quiz on this. Please turn this into a multiple choice questions and give me an answer key at the end. So instantly it would take that, reformat that information, and then give me this. So now I have the questions, I have the possible answers because I asked for multiple choice questions, and then here are the answers. So now I have all this, I can quickly copy and paste this into Moodle or into a handout, whatever I choose to do, I have this. And I can continue on. I could say, no, put all the answers together at the end, or reformat it, or make me 5 different versions of this. Again, there's many different ways that I could use this to my advantage. And then finally, it says plan learning activities. So the third part of my overall course alignment is that I'm aligning my overall class so that the instructional strategies, again, correlate properly with the assessment strategies, which are all directly aligned with the student learning outcomes, because that's what it's all about. So now what I can do here is I can ask the AI, assuming the role of a professor and based on the apply level of Bloom's revised taxonomy, what would be some great hands-on learning activities that would help students learn about whatever topic in whatever course? So now I'm asking it specifically to help me, again, on a specific level, dealing with Bloom's revised taxonomy, to come up with some ideas. So I'm asking it for help with pedagogy. So I'm asking it for what are some good hands-on learning activities. And as an example here, let's say that we want to know about business ethics. So I want to help students learn about business ethics in a university business management course. Sure enough, instantly it will give me a multiple of different possibilities, different ideas of what I could do for more hands-on student learning, for some more hands-on student-centered type of activities that can really be more action-oriented, can really be much more engaging to help that student learn. So again, I'm using the AI just to help me in developing this course. The other big part about this is that it actually gave me about 7 different results here. I'm showing you these 4. But even if all of those I had seen before and I didn't like any of them, I can still continue this conversation that I'm having with the AI, and I can say, give me more results. Give me additional ones that, or go into this direction. I want it to be more role-playing ideas. I could go in there. I could continue this conversation. Here, I look at this and I'm like, I could also be like, oh, mock ethical audits. I've never heard of that before. That seems interesting. I could say, tell me more about mock ethical audits. Give me an example of this. Write it all out. Tell me all the different aspects that I would do. How would I do this differently if all I have are freshmen? How would I do this differently if my students are all seniors? How would I do this differently if they're females or males or have English as a second language or from different population, or they have this type of learning disability or any other factor that you want to throw in there? You can do that. Why? Because it's a conversation. So I can modify the results that I'm getting based off of the different possibilities. So this is a very powerful tool that you can use for pedagogical reasons to, again, help you with different things. You might decide, oh yeah, role playing, that's what I want to do. So you come up with your own scenario, or you could have it create a scenario. And then if, let's say you created a scenario, you could put that in and say, hey, ChatGPT, assuming the role of a professor teaching this type of course, what do you think about this type of role-playing scenario? How could I enhance it? How could I make it better? How could it best address this SLO that I have to deal with? And then put in the SLO. So again, it can function as this great instructional designer that's right with you, that's available 24/7 to help you in any way possible to improve your course. Another way that you can use AI that I want to show you to help you with your class is that you can use AI to help you in creating a rubric for an assignment. So this is a really powerful thing on several different levels. One, it'll simply help you, so it'll save you time, save you some of the stress that goes along with creating this. But the other big powerful thing of this is that this should help you to think about, oh, I've been doing this one assignment and it kind of works okay in class, but I'd rather change it and enhance it, but it's a lot of work. Now that we understand that AI can help us with the pedagogy itself and creating some additional possibilities for us to think about, well, now if we also know that, hey, this can also help us in creating the rubric so much easier and faster, now that should motivate us a bit more to look at our assignments and to decide, hey, yeah, I can definitely change this and it won't take me that long. Why? Because AI can help me in deciding some different hands-on activities as well as in creating the rubric. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to use AI in the development of the rubric. From here, I simply open up my ChatGPT interface and I'll put in a specific prompt. The prompt that I use is, please create a rubric for a university level professional communication course. The assignment that this rubric will be used for is an interview reflection report. It needs to have 4 levels of criteria depth of reflection, use of experiential evidence, effectiveness, word choice and language use, and grammar mechanics. The levels for scoring should be excellent, above average, average, below average, and unacceptable. Take note at how I put this prompt together. There are some specific things that I'm putting in there, such as this is the type of course it is, this is the level of the course, and this is the specific assignment. So I want it to be specifically for this interview reflection report. So when you create it, you need to make sure that you put in your course level, as well as a specific assignment. That'll give the AI that much more information to make a better rubric for you. I also went in and I specifically said the 4 levels of criteria that I want. Generally, you'll know this. If you don't, you can leave it out, but it might specifically ask you for this because otherwise it's just going to guess. So the more that you can give it, the more specifics of what you want, the better the output is going to be. I also went through and I gave it the different levels that I want for the scoring. So again, you can put in whatever you want to. I use the basic ones of excellent, above average, average, but you can put in exactly what you want and it'll use that then for the X and Y variables for this matrix of your actual rubric. From there, it goes through and it starts to generate. So it's making all of this into a matrix type format, which is exactly what I need in order to have this rubric put forth the criteria as well as the different levels of how it's going to be evaluated and then all the different aspects in between. From here, I simply highlight it all and I'll take it into an Excel spreadsheet. And now I can go through and make it prettier to make it look exactly like what I want. And I also have to make sure that I'm also doing the critical step. Remember, critical thinking is a big part of AI literacy, the critical step of verifying. So I'm going through and I'm reading each section, making sure that it's exactly what I want. And a very nice result in this case is that, wow, this is like a 95% solution. This is almost exactly what I want. So I'll go through, make any slight modifications, and there it is. There I have my overall final rubric. I can copy it, put it into my syllabus. I can copy it, make it a standalone document, and give it to my students. In the creation of any rubric now, we should start to think, maybe I want to integrate some information dealing with AI use. So is AI use allowed or not allowed? Are they going to have points taken away if I sort of allow them to use it, but they could only get a certain grade if they use it? Again, different possibilities. But the big thing is that within the instructions, I'm very specific on if they can use AI or not. So that's something to think about as well. But there it is. I created my overall rubric for the assignment. It took very few seconds to put it all together. And you can see how now this aspect of taking a long time to create a rubric for whatever assignment, especially if I want to modify something, it's not going to take very long anymore because the AI is there to assist us into making us more efficient. So again, these are all different ways, different powerful tools that can be done with AI so that it makes us that more effective, that more efficient in improving our overall teaching and learning. Please check out additional videos that we have dealing with these topics about using AI to enhance your teaching and learning by going to our website, by going to our YouTube channel and seeing all the different videos that we have available that we've created specifically for you.